So we can have a look at race number 8 now. It's over the 1200 metres and another Class 3 event. Drops of God carries the top weight again, but only 131 pounds this week. Adios is a last start winner. He carries an extra 6 pounds for it, and it was course and distance. Starbright's won off a rating of 64, so he'll need to win off a career best. Yo Beauty drawn to lead. Sky Forever comes back from the 1400 to the 1200. Gluck Racer, a stable change now with Jamie Richards. Crossover Noseband and Visor both go on. Solar Winds has a Street Scream form. We have got, further down, Quadruple Double with no wins at Happy Valley. Smoky Bear and Mr. Valiant come out of the same trial, and Global Harmony has trialled up pretty impressively at Happy Valley, and we'll see that soon. But after the starters list, we need the speed map, Tom. So a good pace again over the 1200 metres.
Yeah, should be in this race, and you've got Yo Beauty, who's normally pretty reliable in terms of pace. So too is Quadruple Double, but he's never won at the city circuit of Happy Valley. Has Quadruple Double. He's got Barrier 10 with Alfie Chan. Looks pretty tough for Exponential from 9. He has been able to lead up in the past, has Exponential. And Smoky Bear coming into this, Paul, he led in a recent barrier trial from Barrier 1 here.
Yeah, he showed a bit more pace, didn't he? And I think they would make use of that pace as well with Smoky Bear. Sky Forever's drawn wide, he'll go back. Drops of God might be slightly further back than he'd like, just from his sort of draw as well. And Exponential, as you said, he's the one that's going to try and get across.
There's him out there, but one of the pace angles for this last race will undoubtedly be Yo Beauty, who was able to lead from a wide draw last time. Alexi Bedell has quite a good record on the horse, and they partner again in race number 8. Alexi, Yo Beauty is certainly a horse that's holding his good form.
Yes, certainly. He's doing very well at the moment, and his last run from a wide gate was excellent.
Barrier number 12 that day, and you led. That's not easy to do around Happy Valley.
No, but he's very quick out of the gate. He's very nice horse. He tries very hard, and hopefully that good gate will help to control even more.
And with the rail in the C+3 position, how important is it to use that good gate and be on the speed?
Well, definitely more important than ever, because the track is very narrow. So I guess it's very important. But at the end of the race day, it's very important to check the racing pattern, the track, where the best place is to be.
And looking at the race this week, there doesn't appear to be a whole lot of pace in the race, so you might get an easy lead.
Well, I hope so. Let's find out. But he's certainly a nice horse, very honest. He tries very well, and he's got a good gate speed. He's very useful.
It took him 21 starts to win that first race. Was that just a mental thing about putting the head in front at the winning post?
Why not? Maybe. But he seems to be doing very well at the moment, so hopefully he can repeat that first victory.
There he is, Alexi Bedell, the rider of Yo Beauty. We're going to look at that race a little bit more in depth now, Tom, and there he is in front, Yo Beauty. He likes to lead. He's only got that one win on the board, so he certainly doesn't win out of turn. Drops have got also coming into this race once again with a high weight, but he's got early speed, Yo Beauty. Alexi gets on well with him. Can he get an easy enough lead to win this race?
Well, he might be able to, because he won't have to work too hard in this race to try and find the front here from his barrier draw of Barrier 3, Yo Beauty. He was just headed late here by Gallant Waking. We know what good form he's been in, so I've got him in for sure, Paul.
Yeah, I've got him as a Quinella horse, actually. I think he's going to run pretty well. He does work hard, and so he'll get to the front, and I think he can carry on.
We haven't got the graphic, but the inside gates on the C+3 have a terrific record, certainly over the 1200 metres. He does draw barrier number 3. Adios draws nicely in barrier number 2 here, Paul, and this is his last start win. Matthew Poon on board again. He rides for Frankie Law. That is him in those yellow and black colours, and he comes out of this race along with Exponential, who we saw on the speed map might have to be wide, but he is racing consistently, and Drops of God also appears here. From barrier number 2, what does Matthew Poon do?
Yeah, look, I don't think he'd be far away at all from barrier number 2. He'd be quite positive, just in behind the pace. The horse is going to get a nice run. I thought it was a really strong win here, and I think he can win again, actually.
I think he can as well. He won by a length of a quarter in the end over Namjong Singh's at Exponential. Drops of God, the draw worried me a little bit where he ends up, and he looked a bit one pace there last time out, so I don't have him in here.
OK, we move on from Adios and go to Happy Valley once again, and this time it's Solar Winds, and that is him back in the field there. interesting to note and important to note here, Tom, that Street Scream, and we saw what he did again on the weekend. So the form around this race has stood up well.
It has. He just keeps stacking them up. Traders there as well. He won on the all-weather the other week at Happy Valley, at Charlton, I should say, also. And this horse did his best work late here. He was a little bit worse than midfield, but was really getting home with some urgency there, Paul. So I've got him in Solar Wins.
Yes, I thought it was a really good run. And as you say, look, Street Scream did win on his air there, but he won on his air next start as well. So he's got... comes over a really good form race.
It was a good field that he bashed up on the weekend too. Winning Icy had won 3 in a row leading into that race. Back to the trials now we go here, Paul, and this is at Happy Valley. Global Harmony. Now, there he is there. His starts certainly haven't been brilliant at times since he's been in Hong Kong. At the trials, he's only had the 2 starts. He also had an excuse last time. He pulled up lame in the race won by Lucky 8. That's the reason why he was beaten so far. Trial was good, and they were strong fields that he has raced in.
They've obviously got a bit of an opinion of this horse as well, because he started at 4.7 and 7.9 in his 2 starts last season. So 4.7 on debut, fresh up. He's now fresh up here. He's come up as about a 9-1 chance at this stage. Keep an eye, see if there's money on him once again, because the trials have been good.
Looked to be under a good enough hold at the line there, beating Heavenly Thought in the trial there. And he was up on the pace in that trial too, and he was a little bit keen in the early stages. He's had the benefit of a few trials around Happy Valley now too.
He has indeed. So Lyle Hewitson rode him that morning. He rides again on Wednesday night. Gluck Races had a stable change, Tom. He's joined the Jamie Richards team, and Jamie's given him, as he's done with a lot of the horses, nearly all of them we've seen debut for him, 2 trials. Now that's him there. For reference, that's horse by the name of Golden 60.
Yes, it is. And look, Gluck Racer here, forget his last run. He was 4 wide, no cover up midfield, couldn't go on after that. Luke Ferraris was on board for this trial. I wanted to keep him safe here, Paul, because he's got a good fresh record. He hasn't won course and distance. He hasn't won at Happy Valley, but Zach Purton goes on board as well.
Yeah, he does. And he did win fresh up last season. He's fresh up in that state this season as well. He does a few things wrong, this horse, and he is a bleeder, but sometimes it's the best time to catch these horses.
Nice pick-up for Jamie Richards, Gluck Racer, because he certainly does have ability. Finally, Starbright. Now, he's a horse that is trained by Francis Loy. Vincent Ho takes the ride. This is his trial. And he hasn't raced since the 1st of October, so he's had this trial 19 days later. And this is up at Chung Fa. There he is there on the inside. His record, Tom, course and distance, 5 starts, 1 win and a couple of placings.
He's drawn barrier number 8 here, and it was just sort of going to be where they were going to try and position him in the run, Starbright, from that draw. The trial looked good, but the draw did worry me, Paul. I know he's good course and distance, but the draw was the sort of deciding factor.
Yeah, I agree. I think he might get cover wide, but from barrier number 8, it just looks really tricky for him, so I didn't get him in there.
All right, and he's off a rating of 73 now too, so quite considerably higher than his highest winning rates. Selections, please, Paul.
Got to go the last start winner here, Adios. I think he can go on with it. It was a really strong win from him. Yo Beauty, he goes in there for second. Look, he'll be on the pace. And his last 2 runs have both been pretty good, actually, Yo Beauty. Solar Winds comes out of that strong form race. He gets back and runs on. I'll put Global Harmony in on the back of his trial. It was a really good trial from him. And there was little glimpses last year, and there was money for him on both his starts as well. He started single figures on both of those races. So ended up here with 2, 4, 8 and 11.
Same trio or Tiers, but I've thrown in the 7 for 4th, that being a Gluck Racer, but keen on Adios here midfield and put them to the sword, I thought, in pretty good style last time out. Yes, he is going up a bit in the weights here to 128 pounds, but he's got barrier number 2 and should get a good run through from there. You'd think Adios number 2. For Yo Beauty, consistent, hard to catch on a win line though, that 1 win, 2 back over excellent Piersey. Was beaten in the shadows last time by Gallant Waking, so he gets his chance here, does Yo Beauty. Outside of that, Solar Winds goes in like the way he finished off his start last time out. He was 4th prior to that behind Joyful Win, Luke Ferraris and Casper Founds from barrier 6. And Gluck Racer, the other one that goes in with his first up record here. 2 trials looked okay, a few gear changes as well. The visor goes back on, and Zach Purton from barrier 5. Forget the last run was very, very wide. So 2, 4, 8 and 7.